They're known throughout history as some of the most feared warriors on Earth, famous for their skill in martial arts and swordsmanship. They were an elite class of the Japanese military, existing over 1,000 years ago. But they have left behind a legacy that lives on today. So how much do you know about the samurai? As the emperor's power declined, rival clans fought for supremacy, leading to civil war. In the midst of this chaos emerged a new class of warriors, who would eventually become known as the samurai. Welcome back, here's your host. And today we will look into the fascinating world of these legendary warriors, revealing the truth behind their history. We will also learn about their weapons, armor, and the famous samurai like Miyamoto Musashi and Tokugawa Ieyasu, who led Japan to peace after a long civil war. The first shogun, Ashikaga Takauji, established the shogunate in 1336 and set the foundation for the samurai's rise to power. During this time, Japan experienced a series of civil wars and conflicts that tested the skills and bravery of the samurai. They primarily used swords, spears, and bows and arrows. Swords were the most iconic weapon of the samurai and came in various types, including the katana, wakizashi, and tantoshi. Spears were also widely used by samurai, particularly in cavalry and mounted archery. They still worked for local lords, but they were now more focused on keeping the peace rather than fighting in battles. Their legacy lives on in Japanese culture through art, literature, and popular media such as films and anime. The samurai's code of ethics, known as Bushido, is still admired and studied today for its timeless wisdom and practical applications in everyday life. During the Meiji Restoration in the mid-19th century, the samurai were officially abolished and the feudal system was ended. They played a pivotal role in shaping Japanese history, and their impact on Japanese culture is immeasurable. So what do you think of these legendary warriors? Have you ever tried sword fighting or other martial arts? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. This was because Japan was becoming a modern country and needed a strong central government. With the end of the feudal system, the samurai lost their privileged status and had to adapt to a new way of life. Many of them became government officials or businessmen, while others struggled to adjust to the changing times. Bows and arrows were effective ranged weapons used by samurai for hunting and in battle. Armor was another important aspect of the samurai's equipment. They wore heavy armor made of leather, iron, and lacquered wood to protect themselves in battle. Headgear, including helmets and face masks, was also used to shield the samurai's head and face from injury. One of the most famous battles of this era was the Battle of Kawanakajima, which took place in 1564 between the armies of Takeda Shingen and Wasugi Kenshin. Born in 1584, Musashi was a legendary swordsman who is said to have defeated over 200 opponents in one-on-one duels. He is also known for his book, The Book of Five Rings, which is considered a classic of Japanese literature. Musashi's life and teachings have had a profound impact on Japanese culture, and his legacy continues to inspire people today. It was a clash between two of the most powerful daimyo, or feudal lords, in Japan, and resulted in fierce fighting and heavy casualties. He was a brilliant strategist and administrator who played a pivotal role in unifying Japan and ending the Sengoku period, a time of civil war and strife. Ieyasu established a new capital in Edo, present-day Tokyo, and implemented a series of reforms that transformed Japan into a peaceful and prosperous nation. He also introduced a strict social hierarchy that maintained order and stability throughout the country. Tokugawa Ieyasu is revered as one of the greatest samurai in Japanese history, and his contributions to Japan's development are immeasurable. Although the battle is said to have ended in a stalemate, it has become a legendary event in Japanese history and a symbol of the courage and determination of the samurai. Another notable battle during the Ashikaga shogunate was the Battle of Okayazama, which took place in 1560. This battle was a turning point in Japanese history, as it led to the rise of Oda Nobunaga, one of the most influential samurai in Japanese history. Nobunaga and his army faced a larger force of rival samurai, but he managed to defeat them through clever tactics and strategy. This victory paved the way for Nobunaga's conquest of central Japan and his efforts to unify the country under his rule. Overall, the battles during the Ashikaga shogunate played a crucial role in shaping the course of Japanese history and showcasing the skills and strategic brilliance of the samurai. Our story begins in the Heian period in Japan, around the year 1185, when Japan was a feudal society with a ruling emperor and provincial governors, called shoguns. Samurai were required to start their day with a rigorous training routine that included various exercises such as kendo, iaido, and judo. The goal of this training was to hone their swordsmanship skills and prepare them for any potential battle. After training, samurai would perform arts such as calligraphy, poetry, and flower arrangement to maintain their cultural refinement and balance their warrior lifestyle. During the Edo period, the samurai were generally not involved in manual labor and instead served as administrative officials or judges, managing the affairs of their domain. They also engaged in military drills and exercises to keep their combat skills sharp and were expected to participate in festivals and other public events to promote their lord's interests. Despite their busy schedules, the samurai were expected to maintain a strict code of conduct known as Bushido, which emphasized loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. Overall, the life of a samurai during the Edo period was a mix of administrative duties, cultural pursuits, and military training, all while adhering to a strict code of ethics. During this time, China had already developed a strong naval force and was expanding its influence through trade and diplomacy. However, it lacked a strong military presence in Japan. For example, the katana, which is the traditional Japanese sword, was likely inspired by Chinese swords. Similarly, many samurai were trained in archery and spear fighting, which were common in Chinese military tactics. The samurai quickly became an essential part of the Japanese military and political system. They were known for their bravery, loyalty, and skill in battle. Their role expanded to include not only serving as bodyguards and military advisors, but also as administrators and judges. The samurai were expected to uphold a strict code of conduct known as Bushido, which emphasized honor, duty, and self-discipline. This code had a profound impact on Japanese culture and continues to be revered today. The ruling class in Japan saw the need for a powerful military force to protect its interests. As a result, they began to recruit and train samurai to serve as their personal bodyguards and military advisors. These samurai were initially given land in exchange for their service, and were expected to be loyal to their lord or shogun. Over time, this arrangement evolved into a rigid social hierarchy with the samurai at the top. One of the key factors in the rise of the samurai was the introduction of new weapons and fighting techniques from China. Today, let us explore the famous battles where the samurai showed their skills and discuss the lifestyle of these legendary warriors. The Ashikaga shogunate marked a significant period in Japanese history during which the samurai class flourished. A typical day in the life of a samurai during the Edo period began early in the morning with sword training. Let's talk about the weapons used by the samurai. We cannot talk about the samurai without mentioning Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most famous samurai in history. Tokugawa Ieyasu was the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate, which ruled Japan from 1603 to 1868. As time went on, the role of the samurai changed. Today, the samurai are remembered as legendary warriors who played a crucial role in shaping Japanese history. In conclusion, the samurai were not just swordsmen, but highly skilled warriors and experts in various martial arts.